Well, with DroneShare, you actually upload your text log files, and this subdirectory we'll see here. We have T-log files. These are the telemetry logs. You've seen me click on and it opens Mission Planner and you can go through all the parameters that Mission Planner collected during that mission in that T-log file. You can come in here and change what you're looking at with all sorts of parameters, etc. One-way log files I've learned. KMZ files, we've seen them where we double click. It actually zooms us in on Google Earth and shows us a profile of the log on Google Earth at the site that it occurred. Here you go. You've seen me put up these several times. Been using them for a while. And then recently when I got Dashboard, I used these GPX files. Technically here. This is the telemetry file that the DashWare software uses to sync the video with telemetry that you've seen me do some of these syncs and stuff with. That's actually how that synchronization, oops, looks like I got a bad project there. Anyway, that's how the synchronization is going on. There you go. That's actually how the synchronization is going on. And that's how these gauges are being put on top of the output of the camera, sized, etc. That's how I'm doing that. That comes from these GPX files. These are what you use in that software, so I've been using those. I haven't been using, I've never used an RLog file yet. I'll have to find out what they do. Been using the T-logs for months. But there's always been text files. And this is actually what you upload to DroneShare. And it uses this text file, which basically starts out and tells the version of what you're running from 3DR or any autopilot's text file is going to be about exactly like this, a text file. It says what it is, gives a listing of all its parameters as they stand at this moment, configured, and then at some point in the flight it starts doing these lines of code you can see here. And they consist of GPS coordinates and then other data, and what field the data is pertinent to the data that it tells you even what angle the platform's at. We saw it showed me at a 179.83 degree angle. While loading these up to the DroneShare site and then re-downloading their KML file, which saves as a KMZ file here, there were some flights I've had where I had no T-log for. I wasn't using the GPX or the Dashware yet, so I couldn't show you that. I found where I went and my brother and I flew at Black Mountain. I told you about one time we flew at Black Mountain at the disc golf course. I found that log. Every bit of that can actually be recreated now, I know, from the text log. Remember I told you guys I went to the, here we go, let's try to get everybody oriented. Here's Ingalls and stuff. Here's Interstate 40 coming through. Here's Bob Ingalls' warehouse. Here's the disc golf course in the park that's on both sides of this road both sides of 40. Lake Tomahawk, here's downtown Black Mountain. So I went to this park to fly. And you remember that was one of the ones I said I was going to try for an altitude record with Steve Inslee, but then I chickened out because I thought the craft was drifting out of the park over these houses right here, so I terminated it with an RTL. I see now that the craft had drifted towards the edge of the park, but was still within the boundaries and should have, even if it had failed, fallen straight down into the park. But I was worried about it getting over these houses over here or people that might be driving down this road, so I aborted that particular one. I think I got quite a good one. That was also one of the ones where I didn't have the camera turned on. I can't recreate the camera data from the text file, but I can recreate that. I can actually go back and recreate the crashes for the Bixler now that I didn't have any of except for the camera, I think. So I thought that was a pretty funny backwards way of finding telemetry data and log files that actually I thought I had nothing on those flights at all. Been a good day playing with telemetry, and that's what I've done for 43 years. It's fun to manipulate this shit.